let's play a game. Let's do something. Let's like do shots. And so I think I got affected a lot by. 안녕하세요. 저는 스웨덴에서 온 마기다라고 해요. 2.5 years now. In Korea, they usually have the chopsticks and the forks and if there is like spoons right on the table, and usually the waiter will come and give it to you or you will get it yourself. So I didn't have the culture of giving other people, and it was not considered rude in Sweden to not do that, but I had to learn the hard way. Oh yeah, it's a habit of mine now. As I said, like, if people don't do it, I think that's weird. That's how much habit it became to me to do that kind of thing. This is a super habit, yeah. Well, first of all, drinking a lot more than I used to in any day of the week. Like before I used to only drink on weekends, but now it's like drinking on normal day. And of course, I was in a lot of, still in a lot of school clubs. So I learned a lot of like kind of TOP4 culture. And I've also been with like my boss. However, usually since I'm a foreigner, they won't force me to do some stuff that other Koreans have to do. Like I don't necessarily have to look away or like think of where I do the jan. Like I don't have to think about that much. So even though I was told a lot to think about it, it didn't really happen that much. But other than that, it's like how you pour the soju, like how you spin the bottle and like do with it before opening it, and how you mix it. You have to mix like with 1 shot of soju, and then the rest should be beer if you're doing somek and stuff like that. There's so much drinking culture in Korea that I would never have imagined when I was at home. And even like playing games and singing songs and making people do some rhyme, and if they're late they have to do this thing, and there's just so much I can barely keep track of it. But I think now if I'm drinking with people, I want to raise the bar. So like if there's foreigners, usually they just want to drink, but I'm like, let's play a game. Let's do something. Let's like do shots. And so I think I got affected a lot by Korea in that way, and that became a habit somehow. Actually, yeah, people have told me this a lot, that like I do, how I say, in between words in Korean a lot, and also like I just say some Korean word randomly quite often. So like I would be like in English like, oh, so I was 그러니까 I would say suddenly, or like 근데, like that kind of word I say a lot. And also I'd be like 헐, or like 아 뭐야, or something like that, like just to myself. And then like especially when I'm gonna go abroad again, like I go to Sweden or airport, I was like, why am I saying like this? This sounds so stupid now, but like it seems so normal otherwise. And when people hear this, they would always say, oh, 한국이 됐네, like that when they hear that. So this happens quite often actually. I think I write it more than I say it, but like if there's a bad situation, or if someone's like, oh I hurt, I would be like 아이고 like oh 이거 미안해. Like I think I say that exact 2 words after each other. I say quite often. I didn't actually notice until you told me that I do say that very often, but yeah, I do. I can't remember. I just knew it a very long time. I guess I just learned it in the very beginning. I remember even like when I barely knew any Korean, I would just go around like 아이고 어머, like that. This actually happens to me a lot when I go to Sweden, that I would accidentally use the Korean Konglish word than the Swedish word. But also I would use Korean words. Like there's one word in particular I know I say, and it's 할머니, or like 아저씨, like that kind of thing. So if I'm with a friend who lived in Korea, I'd be like, oh, that 아저씨 was so annoying. But I say that in Swedish, they don't understand me. It's not Konglish, but that kind of thing happens often. And like, so I might speak English and be like, do you think they have like service here? Or do you think, you know, they have 배달? Just many those kind of things. But I think more than Konglish, it would be just random Korean words. Like when I was younger, I didn't bow at all. And now if I go to Sweden, I still bow when I shouldn't bow. And they would be like, why are you bowing? Like, this is not, what? Like, you're so Korean now. They would say that to me. But like, it just comes like, do small bow. It's just like everywhere, like, oh, hello, 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 hello. Like that. I can't help it, basically. And I think I don't clap when I laugh. I know other people do that. I don't think people in Sweden do that much. It's a Korean thing, but definitely the thing you said, like like you kind of hit someone, but not like hard, but like you're like, that was funny, or like you pull them a little bit. Like I wouldn't really do that kind of skinship with people. That's another point. Like actually, I think the skinship in Korea is different from what I was used to. People just touching me in a different way. Like they wouldn't hug, but they would like really cling on me a lot, and I wasn't really used to that. So in the beginning, I was like, why are you clinging on me so much? Like what are you doing? Do you like me, or like what is this? But you know, in Sweden, I might hold hands with someone or like this, and it's not a problem. So it's just different. So it took me a while to understand and get used to it. So today we talked about all the new habits that I got in Korea, and again, I didn't think about it that much, but now we're talking about it. Yeah, I'm seeing some patterns, and I probably will think of more when I get home later, especially when I go to Sweden. Suddenly people will be like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? What? I did that? I didn't even know. So yeah. 이 영상 재밌게 봤으면은 댓글하고 좋아하고 구독하세요.